Hello, Homestead. I'm Greg Giglio, principal of Homestead High School, and this is our weekly video message for the last Friday in April. Boy, we'll be coming into May here in just a few days. Oh, look, I misspelled April. April 28th, 2023. That is our day today. So let's get on to our messages. Some shout outs and recognitions that we have. We have a board meeting coming up, site board meeting. Every school in our district gets to have a celebratory board meeting, and ours is going to be May 2nd. There'll be information coming out. There's a Zoom link you can jump onto if you want to take a look at it. And besides talking about some of the great things that we do, we're going to be honoring some staff and some folks around the site. So just want to let you know that we're going to be giving awards out to our foundation student. That's Samantha Gonzalez. We have two outstanding students. These are the students that get featured on a poster that gets hung in the district office and in our reception area. And our outstanding students this year are Ning Ning O'Brien and Daniel Lee. We also are going to be featuring some of the great work that our EL ambassadors have been doing throughout the year. And with our advisors, Wilma Wu, Grace Henson, and Orocio Stavoli. We'll also be celebrating our teacher of the year, who is Claire D, our art department lead, as well as teacher, and our classified staff member of the year, which is Claudia Ortiz. She's a resource senior clerical official. And we also have some retiring staff, so it's kind of sad to see them go, but we like to give them a thank you for all the great work they've done. We have Steve, the big English department departure this year. Lots of folks retiring there, but we have Steve Lavelle, who's an English teacher, Leslie Lloyd, who is a drama and English teacher, Katie Schultz, who is our ceramics art teacher, and Debbie Vani, who is also our English teacher. So looking forward to celebrating all of them, and hopefully you get a chance to tune in and check that out. Questions and concerns, there weren't any this week, although there was one private one, and I responded to that, but that was not for public consumption. But anyway, I don't know if people are getting a little tired of these at this point, because I'm not getting very many questions or concerns, or maybe we're just taking care of them all. Anyway, we'll be doing this for a couple more weeks, and so hopefully you can send us stuff in. But I do have other news and info. Got lots of questions throughout the week about our fire alarm that happened on Tuesday. So just to kind of give you, I know you all got the email, but basically at the end of lunch on Tuesday, we had a fire alarm that went off. And so that's always one of the more chaotic or hectic times to do it, because kids are all over the place. They're off campus. They haven't been with a teacher, or they might not even have a teacher that next period. But basically the procedure is that you do evacuate out to the fields, and I got to say our students and staff did a great job there. Basically this was a longer one, and because it was actually tripped by a smoke and some burning smell from a motor that went out in an HVAC unit in one of the classrooms in the C building. So when we went up there, you could see the smoke, you could smell the burning. There was actually no fire. It was just one of those mechanical things that happened. But because of all the smoke, because of what was going on, we couldn't shut off the alarms. And we had to wait till the fire department arrived. So they came in, they checked it out, they gave us the all clear. There was no threats and danger at that point. And so at that point, we were able to get people back into class. We even eventually would get the students in the C building back into the upper C building, because the people were having class were on the other end of the building, and it wasn't that big of a deal at that point. This was not a false alarm, as I know some people are wondering, like, well, there was no real fire, so why do we have it? It actually was tricked by this smoke and burning motor. No fire, no damage, and no injuries. We did have to replace that motor, and that's all back up and going. So that classroom is up and running fine. Again, and one of the questions that came up was, if an alarm happens at a time like a brunch or a lunch, what do we do? And again, everyone goes out to the field, and then we try to organize after there. It is, like I said, it's a little hectic, but students who are off campus and they're coming, we had a lot of that with students who were coming back from lunch. They're going to be greeted by staff members. It'll be out in the student lot and the staff lot, and they'll be asking them, just hang here, wait till we're done, and then we'll let people get in. I know some people kind of turned around and said, I'm just going to leave. Actually, yes, you not do that again. We were able to hold class, about 15 minutes into the period. So we only lost about 15-20 minutes of instructional time at that point. So we definitely wanted you to be there. Please don't just leave campus, because in a real emergency, like if there was an earthquake or a massive fire and we start taking attendance and we can't find you, then we start doing a search and rescue. So we prefer that folks stick around and be available for that. So that's kind of what happened on that one. So again, everyone did a great job, though. No injuries. Thank you to the fire department for responding and doing what they do best. Also big thing that we got AP testing starting next week. It runs from the 1st to the 12th. It does kind of change the way we do some things at school. We have a whole lot of spaces that are going to be used across campus. Some of these outside spaces off campus are not available to us this year. We also have fewer spaces because of construction going on. So it's going to be, a lot of shuffling and dancing, but we've got it all worked out. We have worked with our construction company to say, hey, these are the dates. Can you please hold off on loud work or move loud work to different times? We will not be reading announcements or doing ringing bells, so it does feel a little bit different. Just want to wish best luck to everybody, and that everyone have a good time on it. And I know it's fun taking tests, but you've been prepared, and thank you for the teachers who've been preparing those students. So good luck to everybody who's taking an AP test. Also just wanted to give a shout out, and this is my own special shout out, to our administrative professionals in the office who help support our administrative staff and students. Administrative Professionals Day was on the 26th. And so when we have kind of crazy things like a fire alarm, they're the ones who usually help us out in a lot of ways. But here is a big list of names that are folks that we consider our administrative professionals. So Annabelle Alderetti, who's our registrar, Shay Bellamy, who's our college and career counselor, Trisha Crane, who is my executive assistant, Corey Esquivel, who is the counseling AP secretary, Lisa Fisher, who is the interventions AP secretary. And when we say AP there, it means assistant principal. Some people ask about that. So they work directly with that assistant principal. Louise Garces, who is our student conduct liaison, Patricia Howe, who is the athletics and activities AP secretary, Damaris Yamas, who is our attendance clerk. She's currently subbing as the registrar right now. So she's wearing two hats for us. Actually, one hat at the moment, but she has worn two. Candy Murug, who is our ASB financial tech, and Nancy Navarro, who's a senior clerical. You see her at the front desk, but right now she's been subbing in as the attendance clerk, while our attendance clerk's been subbing in for our registrar. Claudia Ortiz, who works as the senior clerical over in the resource department, is also our classified staff member of the year. That's what CSOTY stands for. Trisha Palomino, who is our data tech. Bethany Salvador, who is our long-term sub for the senior clerical, all those, doing all those subs earlier. Peggy Tsai, who's our copy tech, and Shannon Vakili, who is our library assistant. So without these folks, we don't get a lot of work done because they are the backbone, the heart and soul of our office. So just want to give them a special note. I mean, you guys probably work with them a lot more than some of the other folks do. So just wanted to put their names out there and let you know that we appreciate them. We have some important dates coming up. Nothing really new and different here, but again, I mentioned AP exams happening those 2 weeks. We've got the district art show happening the month of May, which is great. If you get a chance to get over to the district office, it's a really nice place for it. And it's just a lot of great work from all of our schools. We're going to have our 60th anniversary event coming up on the 13th. Got senior prom coming up on the 19th. And then we're going to do another spring study land right before finals on the 30th. More information will be coming out about that one. And then again, our green items over there are some of our senior celebrations, our senior award, our senior celebration, our graduation, all those fun things coming up. So again, we're getting down to the last several weeks here of school. Will only be a few more of these announcements coming up, but thank you for sticking with us this long. Hopefully, again, please remember to send in your comments, questions, shout outs, suggestions, ideas, all that good stuff. And we will hopefully see you soon. Take care.